Pam Bondi is out. Yes, the Attorney General Pam Bondi, who increasingly over the last couple of years has become more and more unpopular with the MAGA base, is out as Attorney General. This is breaking news. Pam Bondi out as Attorney General. Fox just reported that something was happening at the top of the Justice Department and that President Trump is, quote, more comfortable with Todd Blanche being acting AG. Let's go ahead now and take a listen into what Fox is saying on the subject.
He likes her, and he still wants her in the fold in some way, but the sense that we've gotten here over the last couple of weeks is that something was happening at the top of the Justice Department, and for whatever it is that the administration has planned for the next couple months, as long as an acting Attorney General can serve, he felt more comfortable with Todd Blanche being there. And so it's kind of a thanks for your service, Attorney General Bondi, but we have some work to do with Todd Blanche.
And Peter, what can you tell us about Todd Blanche? Let's look back at his relationship with President Trump and the kind of AG he might be.
You know, when President Trump was on the receiving end of lawsuit after lawsuit after indictment after indictment, while he was during the 4 years that he was out of office, 2021 to the time that everything was settled before he got reelected, Todd Blanche was right there. He was a key part of the legal team. He was not just on TV defending the president against these various charges in the public sphere. He was also in the courtrooms arguing on President Trump's behalf. And so this is somebody who has, in the legal sense, been in the trenches with President Trump. And it is somebody that, and you can see these photos here. This is, I believe, from the courthouse in New York City during one of the financial trials. Todd Blanche has been right there for years. And there are very few people that President Trump could insert into this role of top law enforcement officer for the entire country that he knows as well as Todd Blanche. As for what comes next, it's always possible that if things go really great, the acting Attorney General could get nominated to be the full-time Attorney General. It's possible, but we also know that there are a lot of names circulating. There are a lot of names.
The question on many people's minds is, should Matt Gaetz have been the Attorney General? If you guys remember back in early 2025, President Trump was considering nominating and actually officially nominated as his own recommendation, Matt Gaetz, to be the Attorney General. That, of course, was shot down for a number of factors, some of the alleged allegations that he was going through at the courts, as well as the reality that he was such a controversial figure for some, not so much for me when it comes to at least his policy, but for some that they thought he didn't have a dog's chance in the world of actually becoming the Attorney General. The question now is going to be really who goes forward and will they do a better job than Pam Bondi? At the moment, the Trump administration, in my opinion, when you're looking at kind of the overarching landscape of politics, it's right now between a rock and a hard place when it comes to a fair amount of issues. One of them has to deal with the issue of trust. And Pam Bondi is at the root of people's dissatisfaction and distrust of the administration. Some of that is warranted, and some of it, I think, is overblown. But if you guys remember back whenever, especially the height of the Epstein scandal was starting to unfold, we saw Pam Bondi come out and essentially say that there was nothing too much to be seen. And of course, she had that famous photo op where all of those White House interns came out with their, if you will, checkered books and stuff, different books showing the evidence of what was going on, and, those binders, those infamous binders that really sunk her career. And after that time, of course, mounting pressure rightly was laid upon the administration to where they needed to act, and we've gotten, of course, more and more information. Now, information, of course, is good, and there's still a lot more that we need to see, but what's even better than information is prosecution. The fact that we've not seen from the Attorney General any meaningful prosecution upon individuals who are involved in Epstein's crimes or Epstein-related issues is genuinely appalling. And it leads the world to continue to affirm the fact that the United States has a broken justice system, a justice system that is two-tiered. Rules for thee, but not for me. If you or I, my friends, were to get involved in some type of heinous crime, we should rightly be punished because of that crime. But unfortunately, that same rule doesn't apply to elites, individuals who have money and power. The question, of course, going forward is, will she be replaced with somebody better? I can think of some individuals who could potentially be floated around, aside from Todd Blanche, that would be really, really bad, honestly. As someone who is very conservative and does come from the great state of Texas, I am not a fan of Ted Cruz. In the sense that I believe his views are very neoconish, of course, and much more detrimental to the cause of classical or traditional conservatism. That being said, I could easily see him being nominated for some position like Attorney General, or maybe down the line, of course, some position in the Supreme Court. And I definitely would not want him to be in either of those positions long term. So will Todd Blanche, will he be better than the alternative? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Really, she was dragging down the administration in a mighty way. The second area, though, in which the administration is really being drugged down on, that it doesn't, of course, have to do too much with this particular issue, is, of course, with their procedures over in Iran. There were some new polls that came out, especially after last night's speech with President Trump, that continue to indicate that now a growing majority of Americans want this war to end, myself included. I, of course, can understand the reason for going and engaging in such conflicts. I can see, especially if you kind of look at the overarching historical context of this conflict with Iran, the necessities to go and remove leaders. That being the case, though, my position as someone who's very much so a traditional paleo-conservative is much more of an isolationistic perspective, which says, only be over there if you're absolutely necessity demands it, if you will. And from there, beat your enemy so senseless and then get out super quick. We'll, of course, see if that has to be the case in that effect. But she is out, and I say it's a good thing. It's a good thing that she is out. Let's just hope and pray, though, that whoever comes and takes her mantle, if you will, is much better. Until next time, my friends, God bless. What are your thoughts in the comments section? Let me know. I'm curious to hear it. Make sure and like this video and subscribe to the show and share this show with your friends if you're not already a member, and I'll appreciate it. Take care, you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.